just get together to know what's going to happen tonight, tomorrow, and the after. So we'll just read quickly the schedule. And 15 minutes past 8 o'clock, Swami Muktatmananda is expected to come here. He will conduct Satsang. Satsang means informal question-answer sessions. Whatever questions you have or you have been studying, you can ask him. Tomorrow onward, we'll see what that program is. Usually begin session with a prayer to Lord Ganesha, Guru and Devi. They're all known prayers. If you know, please join me. Otherwise, be meditative while I'm chanting this mantra. Om Ganana Antva Ganapatigam Havamage Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shinvannoti Visida Sadhanam Om Mahaganapataye Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matra Rupena Samsthita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. On behalf of Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, established by Swami Dayananda Saraswati 37 years ago, to teach Vedanta, Sanskritam, Yoga and meditation. So I welcome all of you to attend the Easter family Vedanta course with Swami Muktatmananda. You are here. Who is here for the first time? Good. You have been coming in all those years. Welcome to Gurukulam family. So let us open this handout, the first page. So as I told you, teacher is Swami Muktatmananda. And what is the topic? Topic is Aparoksha Anubhuti, based on Vedanta. So the small blurb is provided there so that you can relate to the subject. Aparoksha Anubhuti by Acharya Adi Shankaracharya is a complete text of Vedanta. Vedanta is self-knowledge, detailing all that is involved in gaining self-knowledge. The selected verses describe the different ways in which the self is taken to be the body, etc. So the detailed discussion is there. So it's called Aparoksha Anubhuti. Aparoksha, Sakshat, Aparoksha. Aparoksha means what? Other than yourself. Aparoksha means what? It is so intimate to yourself that you can't miss it. That is the Atma and Atma Jnana. Anubhuti means what? Anubhuti, the literal translation of Anubhuti is experience. But here all the experiences have to be converted as knowledge, which will be unfolded in Swami Muktatmananda's teaching. Thank you. Muktatmananda's teaching, I think, can based on Aparoksha Anubhuti. So there are many granthas are there. They are called Prasthana, three types. One is Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad and Brahma Sutra. These are the all advanced text. Advanced text means one has to go through certain amount of training in Sanskritam, Nyaya, etc. then you are upgraded to understand these texts. What are the main three texts? One is Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad and Brahma Sutra. This one is called Prakarana Grantha. Prakarana Grantha means what? A particular topic is taken and there are subdivisions are there and that the discussion is there. So Prakarana Grantha or treatise they call it. They prepare our mind, they prepare our understanding to understand the higher texts that I mentioned before. Okay. So that is the Aprokshanabhuti. All the classes will be held here. So today the March now 29th, so I will be spending some time with you till Muktatmananda come. Then morning tea, coffee and everything is provided here because it's just that dining hall will be open later, so you can free to come here and have tea, coffee and warm water here. So how do we begin our day before these classes? This we have a temple schedule. Now the temple is under construction. So there was some issue with the floor and it has been addressed. So once somebody wears the shoes and go inside and start doing the repair work, it calls for consecration, intermediate consecration. That's the reason the temple is closed for 1 month, because the contractor told that it is going to take at least a month to address the issue. So we should be done next month, May 15th, and temple will be again reopened for regular pujas. But as a makeshift arrangement, we are going to do Abhisheka to Sphatikalinga, and there is a Chandana Katte. Chandana Katte means there is a sandalwood wood is there. That is, the Bhagavan is invoked in that. So that is the Bhavana. And we do Abhisheka to that morning. All of you can come and join us. So how do we begin our day? We begin our day in Homa building. When you go out, you see the Homa building is there. A Laghu Ganapati Homa will be done. Short Ganapati Homa for 15 minutes. So priest Ganeshan is our main priest here. So you can go there and attend morning at 5:15. So it shouldn't take more than 15 minutes, and 5:30 you have 10 minutes. Then we'll get ready for the Abhisheka to Lord Dakshinamurti. Here Abhisheka to Sphatikalinga. As all of you know, when you do Abhisheka, we chant Shri Rudram. Shri Rudram requires certain amount of a training of knowing the swaras, etc. If you don't know, but still you can come join us. Few of us will be chanting Shri Rudram. So Rudram, Purusha Suktam and other things. So by the time we finish, it will be 6:45. Yeah, please come here. Please join them. So 6:45 we should be done with our morning program, and we'll give you 10 minutes to relax, to stretch and get ready for the morning meditation at 7 o'clock. It is guided meditation. So Muktatmananda will be here at 7 o'clock. Okay. So as far as the temple activities are concerned, the day begins with Ganapati Homa at 5:15, followed by Abhisheka here at 5:40. Then the afternoon Arati is 12:15. And evening Arati will be at 5:45. And we have a shrine dedicated to our teacher, our founder, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, the place called Dayalayam. It is behind the office. Go and visit that place. It is a meditation place. People go and sit there, spend some time. that just 10 minutes puja they do it here, soon after the evening arati. We can participate. So that is the temple activities. Okay, then tomorrow morning, 7 to 7:30, guided meditation with Swami Muktatmananda ji. Then you have a time, 9:30 to 10:30 am, he will begin his Aparokshanubhuti class 1. Swamiji has covered so far 64 verses, I believe, 67 verses. But he will summarize all of them, whatever he has covered them so far. And he will be taking up from 68 through 75. That is the aim. That's the goal, to cover these verses. But there is no rule that he will cover 75, but he will try to cover, because some of the verses they require more time to unfold and some of them are not. So, but it all depends on speaker. Don't worry about starting the shloka, completing the shloka. What is important is to get the message. Okay. So that is class 1. Then after that, 11 o'clock we'll meet here to learn some chantings, some mantras, some Bhagavad Gita, shlokas. So 1 hour we have. We can learn many things. So whatever is provided here, Vedic chanting, we'll try to cover them. So please come at 11 o'clock and we'll spend 1 hour for Vedic chant. Then we'll get ready for the afternoon arati at 12:15. Okay, then you have a yoga with Lance Daniels. He was our resident yoga teacher. He will teach you yoga for 45 minutes from 3:15 to 4. So yoga classes will be held in a yoga studio next to the new dining hall. Those who are here for the first time, if you need any guidance, those sitting at the back, they're all coming here more often. You can always seek their guidance, and it's like a family. So we call it Gurukulam family, Parivar. So you will not get lost. Everybody is very friendly and very loving. Then Aparokshanubhuti class will continue, because Swamiji has to cover 68 to 75 verses. So class 2 will be there at 4:30 to 5:30. Then 5:45 is the evening arati. Then Swamiji will conduct Satsang. Satsang means question answer session, as I told you briefly. You have been hearing, you have been studying, and when you would like to have more clarity, there will be always questions. At the time when Swamiji teaches you, everything seems to be very clear and no question to it. But when you start contemplating upon it, you get questions. So we allow our devotees to ask questions. So if you have any questions, so here is the basket here. I think Kanakji put some papers and pens so that they can legibly write your questions. And also if you want offhand any questions at that time, you can also, we dedicate 1 hour for question answer session. So this is tomorrow's schedule. And on Sunday, that is the last day. So this is the longest camp of the year. It starts today, it ends on Sunday. Okay, so he got the joke, so he started covering. So 7 to 7:30 is same, guided meditation in the morning, and Aparokshanubhuti 9:30 to 10:30. We will not have any chanting class because we are giving you some free time, so you can check out and information about events, what's going on. You want to register, go around and visit all the places, and bookstore, we have everything. Then Swamiji's concluding class will be 11:15 to 12:15 p.m. Then after that we have a small ceremony, like revering our gurus and teachers, those who have taught us. So it's called Guru Dakshina. So whatever you want to offer it to Swamiji, yeah, there's a cover there. Swamiji means it will come to us. But you can write your name, address, and offer Guru Dakshina to Swamiji, and a small booklet will be given. and we'll have Arati. Then we will conclude the session with lunch. So this is what is going to be the program for 1.5 day or 2. So as per the new building, so all the breakfast, lunch and everything, dinner will be given there. New building you already visited. So timings are given there. Breakfast is at 7:30, soon after meditation. Then lunch will be served at 12:15. Then afternoon tea will be 2:45. Then dinner at 6:30. And dining hall is closed for cleaning between 1:30 and 2:30. And 10 p.m. to 6:45 a.m. it is closed. These are the few things I wanted to share with all of you. And all details are given here. When you have time, please read about the Gurukulam, what is the meaning of Lord Dakshinamurti, and who is our President Vidyatatmananda ji. Everything is provided. When you have time, please read it thoroughly and be familiar with the place and the teaching. Once again, I welcome all of you to this camp conducted by Swami Muktatmananda ji. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time with classes and all other activities. Take care, be well, and good night to all of you. I'll see you tomorrow morning for the Abhishek at 5:45 and chanting class at 10 o'clock. Namaste. Now let us welcome Swami Muktatmananda ji for Satsang now.
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. I welcome all the participants of the sister camp. This is an orientation session. I thought I will talk about a topic discussed in Bhagavad Gita, which helps the person to gain a tranquility of the mind. There are several means Bhagavan has shown to gain a tranquility of mind. But among them, I am discussing one particular topic, one particular way of getting this getting the peace of the mind. As such, Bhagavad Gita has two topics, main. One is knowing the self. Why one should know, that's a question. Well, we will be discovering tomorrow also. Knowing the self is the goal of life, in as much as one wants a freedom in one's life. One doesn't want any kind of limitation in one's life. And if one gains in life what are varieties of the things, since what you gain is limited, one doesn't have a satisfaction in terms of the, completing the pursuit. Fulfillment is not there. So his quest is for something which is big, which is limitless. And that thing you cannot gain it as such. One who wants to gain is limited. What you gain also is limited. And therefore ultimately this pursuit of gaining freedom, gaining fulfillment, gaining fullness is a pursuit of knowing oneself. That's what Shastra says, like this. When if one doesn't know oneself, one all the time remains a seeker of fullness. If one knows oneself, that is the full self is full, complete, then one puts an end to this seeking. So that is one topic. We will not be touching that thing. But in order to gain knowledge, one definitely needs a certain tranquility of the mind. Whether one wants to know a quantum mechanics or one wants to know a self, for gaining knowledge, this is very certain. Gaining knowledge means, you receive the knowledge. You should retain the knowledge. Receiving and retention itself requires a certain tranquility of the mind. So the second topic which Bhagavan discusses is called Yoga Shastra. Yoga Shastra means you become qualified to gain self-knowledge. I would put it, you become qualified to gain any knowledge. In as much as in terms of this. It's not just a question of reception and retention. It's a question of assimilation also here. We'll see that tomorrow. And therefore, definitely, compared to other pursuits, compared to the pursuits of other disciplines of knowledge, this is here, one requires a mind which is much more an abiding mind, not a projecting mind. Because Vedanta deals with the reality of the self. When it deals with the reality, one has to be objective. One has to see the things as they are, and in that you don't, then definitely your mind should not project something. And therefore, this is a very important thing. Yoga Shastra. Gaining peace of the mind. Several ways Vedanta Shastra talks about, but we'll be discussing one way of gaining that. And any knowledge takes place in the mind. Therefore, either we use this word manaha or buddhihi. Both these words, in fact, indicate that they are the instruments of knowing. Instrument. So, manute anaya iti manaha. So, manute anena iti manaha. Manute means, you know by something. That's the mind. Manute anena iti manaha. Even buddhihi also word is like this. Buddhyate anaya iti buddhihi. Buddhyate. What is known? Right? By which something is known is buddhi. So mind or buddhi, it's an instrument of knowing in every knowledge, here also. And therefore that should be refined. The methods of refining the instrument of knowledge is called Yoga Shastra in Gita. And the top two topics of Bhagavad Gita has been told at the end of every chapter. You can see that. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastra. Brahma Vidya self-knowledge. Yoga Shastra qualification for self-knowledge. So, the mind has to be refined. Refined mind is a peaceful mind. Unrefined mind is an agitated mind. Projecting mind, agitated mind, mind with a lot of concerns, mind with a lot of fear, projecting fear. Fear is something which is projected, in fact. Yeah. Anywhere any untoward incident happen in the world and you come to know by any means, through social media, you feel that is going to happen in your life also. I don't know why we feel so. Anywhere some kidnapping also happens, we feel that we also go every day out. And so someday, it's just a projection. It never happens. After you get a fear, another 10 years passed. Many people might have been kidnapped, etc., but nothing had happened to you. But you keep projecting. Such a mind is an unrefined mind. It's not at all. I would call it as a sick mind. It has a sickness. Because when you gain a certain sickness, you want to get rid of it, right? So mind with the concerns, mind with the agitation, mind with the fear, nobody wants. Just as we don't want a physical sickness, we don't want sickness of the mind also. So, in order to make the mind refined, healthy mind, well, definitely, there are certain ways which Bhagavan discusses in Bhagavad Gita itself. And here, there is one more thing before I go into that. There are two types of statements in the Shastra which reveals. One which reveals a little contradictory things. Not contradiction, but we have to understand properly. First thing is manasa eva anudrishtavyam. Upanishad says one should know, one should see the self, should know the self with the help of mind. Manasa eva. Only with the mind you should know. And then in the second Upanishad it says, well, you cannot know by mind. So, yan manasana manute, yena ahur manomatam, tadeva brahmatvam vidhi, nedam yadidam upasate in Kenopanishad. Yan manasana manute, one can never know the self by the mind. Earlier statement says, manasa eva anudrishtavyam, Kathopanishad. Manasa eva anudrishtavyam, nehana nasti kinchana, etc., etc. With mind alone, one should know the self. Yan manasana manute, well, one can never know the self with the help of the mind. The Upanishad itself is contradicting, then why should we invest our time and energy for that? With a refined mind, with the refined mind you can know, well, this self, with mind which is unrefined, cannot know. And unfortunately, every human being who is born with unrefined mind. That's how we call the person also as a prakruta purusha. Prakruta means like as good as animal. Because no knowledge. Born with one capital, that is ignorance. And ignorant of everything. Ignorant of the culture, ignorant of the language, ignorance of other etiquettes, manners, everything. Totally ignorant. So one is born as a prakruta, with unrefined mind, ignorance, etc. So, and Shastra knows this. In fact, Veda knows this. And therefore, Veda always, first thing, Veda's responsibility is to make the person samskrita. From prakruta to samskrita. Not Samskrita language, but Samskrita means one who is having a samskara. One who is having a purified mind, refined mind. And for that, the earlier portion of the Vedas give a samskaras, the purification methods. There are in 41 steps. Starting from, you must have heard of Garbhadana samskaram, Simantonayan samskaram, this samskaram, Namakarana samskaram, Annaprashana samskaram, Yagnopavita samskaram, Vivaha samskaram, this samskaram, even the 41th is Agni samskaram, where this body is offered, naturally dead body, right, impure, and that's offered to the fire. Anything which is offered to fire gets purified. That's how Agni has got one name, Pavakaha. Right? Punati iti Pavakaha. Generally, in world also nowadays, whatever the purification methods are there, either the laboratory people may be using autoclaves or anywhere, you find the purification, even purification of the metals, etc., takes place by fire. And therefore, ultimately, the Agni Samskara, the person's body is offered. I'm just telling you what a profound thing Veda has. So, the body is offered with a hope that will definitely In the next janma, the person will definitely gain a better body with a more samskaras, etc. May not be so prakruta, etc. Well, I know all the samskara may manifest after the birth, etc. With that hope, that body is offered to the fire. So these 41 stages of samskaras, well, all are purification processes, of course, with the help of Vedic mantras and other rituals, etc. So that is the thing. Now here, of course, we are not going to talk about it, and Bhagavan doesn't talk about all these things. But here, the samskaras of the mind, well, definitely takes place through two things. First is called dosha apanayanam. There are certain impurities already. That is to be removed first. And second, we call it as a guna adhanam, acquiring virtues, acquiring something good. And you can see even this applies to the physical body also. When you want to purify your physical body, well, definitely first thing you do is you take bath, etc. So dosha apanayanam, mala apanayanam. You remove certain malam from the body. But that's not enough. Then after taking bath, you come to the near that mirror and you apply some creams, cold cream, that cream, and also vibhuti, chandanam, everything, right? And wear a particular dress, etc. So this is called guna adhanam, acquiring something which helps. So two things are involved even in the case of a physical body, two things are involved in the case of mind also. There are certain impurities which has to be removed first. And the second is, well, you have to acquire certain good qualities which make the mind refined. In the case of physical body, we will not say refined, but physical, you decorate your physical body, we would say that way. So both the things are required. Now what is in the list? How many impurities are there which I have to get rid of it in order to get a refined mind? One. And what is the list of the things which I have to acquire to make the mind refined? Well, very beautifully, Dharma Shastra, Manusmriti talks about it. That you can prepare the list on your own. You don't need our advice. Nobody needs anybody's advice for this. Why? Shruyatam dharma sarvasvam shrutva chaiva avadharyatam atmanah pratikulani paresham na samacharet. Very beautiful. Shruyatam sarvasvam dharma. Shruyatam. May you listen to all these dharmas. The gunas which you should acquire. Shrutvacha eva avadharyatam. Then you basically assimilate them. But what are they? Atmanaha pratikulani paresham na samacharit. Whatever is not conducive to you, you should not definitely bring into conduct with others. So like what you want others to love you, you want others to help you, you want others to be honest to you, you want others to be truthful to you, you want others to be accommodative. Well, those things you should definitely have towards others. Means you inculcate those values. Well, these are the list. And also second thing is, well, you don't want others to do certain things to you. You want others to do certain things to you. You don't want others also to do certain things to you, like insult and hate and anger and towards you. Those things should not be there. So those are the list of impurities, right? Insult, hate, etc. is a list of impurities. In case if you are having that tendency to insult someone or to get angry often on others, well, get rid of it. And what you want others to behave towards you, well, definitely you inculcate it. Those are the virtues. That's it. So list, you don't require a list. Basically, list is already with you. It's basically a common sense ethics. Well, that's the thing. And well, still out of compassion, Bhagavan gives a list not in a particular chapter, etc. It is scattered all over in Bhagavad Gita, and I have collected it, and I thought I would like to share with you. And I'm not going to touch what are the impurities. 6 impurities are there, which I want to get, which I should get rid of it, and 6 virtues are there, which I should acquire it in order to make the mind refined. I am not going to touch upon the 6 impurities which I have to get rid of it, but because you know it also. Kamaha, Krodaha, Lobaha, Mohaha, Madaha, Vatsarya, etc. So I am not going. But a certain positive, these virtues which one has to acquire, I will be talking about it, which is really wonderful. And the first thing is Atma Vishwasa, self-confidence. That Bhagavan said in the 6th chapter, in a one verse, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. So you should lift yourself by yourself, indicating definitely you should have a self-confidence in any pursuit. It is required. So in our case, basically Bhagavan gives a little guarantee also. And that guarantee is Machittas Sarvadurgani Matprasadat Tarishyati. So, even you have walked towards this lofty goal called moksha, etc., freedom in life, right? You have this goal, and definitely there will be many obstacles. Obstacles will be there, but then, better you don't have this diffidence in your life. Better you have a confidence, go ahead. Mat prasadat tarishyasi. Durgani. Durgani means all obstacles. All these obstacles you will definitely cross over with my help. But one condition is you should not drop yourself from that. You should not, deviate from that. You should not come out of this path, a spiritual path, etc. So basically, if a person has this attitude of basically a sense of failure, one has a sense of failure. Even before one starts, I am going to fail. And therefore, one person said, I have never failed in my life. Then everyone wonders, I also wondered. And then I asked, then what did you do that you were always successful? He said, I have never begun any endeavor in my life. There is no question of a failure at all. So this kind of a thing. The person becomes fatalistic, I'm telling you. Now, diffidence, etc., ultimately brings a fatalism. You lean on fate. You lean on Jyotish Shastra, astrology, all the time. What Jyotish Shastra says, only you do. You don't think other than that. So basically your eyes are astrology. That's not good. The Vidya is good, but it should not lead you all the time. You have a free will. Therefore, you should definitely, and you should exercise the free will. And when you exercise the free will, there is always a God's will. And the karma phala, etc., is a God's will. So that, because there are infinite factors. And all the factors you cannot control. Some of the factors you know, but you cannot control. There are certain factors which you don't know, and therefore they are not definitely are not under control. All those factors definitely shape the result of your action based on your free will. But definitely, so the result will be uncertain, and you should accept it happily. You should not develop this kind of a diffidence. Anyway, so this is first. Atma Vishwasa. How to cultivate Atma Vishwasa, etc.? Well, there are several ways. I need not have to talk on all this. I just want to enlist a few things. There are so many stories of the people who were very shy in nature, and they were failures also, and afterwards they have achieved in their life with a lot of struggles, of course. All these people's story, biography, autobiography can help the person, definitely help. Any Shastric story, yeah, Bhagirath, Bhagirath story, my God. That's how, with effort, they always put this Visheshana, Bhagirath Prayatnaha. So means the effort, like of the effort of a Bhagirath. What an effort to bring down the Gangaji. Anyway, that's another thing. But so one should not have this diffidence, especially in a spiritual path. It is very much prevalent, very much prevalent. Because at least in a material world, today, tomorrow, there is some promise to gain money, etc., or power, position, or some promotion, etc., anything. I mean, you can develop a relationship also with few others. You can influence the people, not one, then to other. All these things you feel that you can achieve. But here you feel that when will I gain moksha, etc. And even so-called gurus also, they definitely guide you. This is a path, but they don't all the time, remain with you, accompany you. And therefore, you are walking alone. Even though you have a, company of your wife and other things. But this path is something which one has to tread on one's own. And therefore, people definitely develop a diffidence in this, that I will not. People say it also, that Swamiji, everything is fine, but I'm sure I will not gain moksha in this life, etc., etc. So, that is, so self-confidence. That's how Bhagavan said, Uddharet, lift yourself, by yourself. I will not, Bhagavan said, I will help you. That's it. So, once you start putting efforts in this, keeping self-confidence, you definitely face the situations, etc. Bhagavan says, I will definitely help you to cross over the difficulties, obstacles, etc. The first, Atma Vishwasa. Second is a self-mastery. So Bhagavan has blessed with, a set of instruments, body, mind, senses, etc., organs of action, and very powerful intellect. And one of the best tools the human being has, more than intellect, is the speech. No one has. So you just think, if speech is not there, I would say many things would not be there. Starting from laptops and cell phones and nothing. Because speech is not there, language will not be there. If language is not there, books will not be there, everything will not be there. Everything will not be there. Libraries will not be there. There also there is a language. But Swamiji, one cannot speak, but one can definitely write. Generally, if I'm talking about the human society, suppose human society has no speech at all, then what will you write? In fact, what you speak, only you write. That's how it is. Sound symbol and graphic symbol. That's how even to a child, we first teach to speak something. Yeah. So if for human society from the beginning itself there is no language, then all the things will not be there. So many things I thought of. Right, I remember 2-3 things, laptops and these cell phones and these, and libraries, books. And therefore even scientific inventions will not be there. Because all the inventions were written down in essays and published in the journals and all. And they are read by others and they follow, etc. There will be PhDs who write the thesis. So all language. So scientific person may discover something, but person transfers that knowledge to others. How will you transfer if language is not there? Amazing. And therefore this is, people say intellect is the most powerful for a human being. I would say no. Intellect, many other species also have a very good intellect, but this thing, expression of emotions and everything, with nuances you can express in a language, everything. And it is, by the way. So, a powerful intellect is there. Every beautiful instruments are given to us. And that is how this human life, they say, it is very, very rare. Jantunam narajanma durlabham. Jantunam means among all these beings, living beings. So, narajanma durlabham. To gain a human birth is very rare. And so we have paid actually a very big amount to get for gaining this. That punya we have paid a lot, and therefore we have got this. And that's how in Bhagavatam it is said, Mahata punya pannena kriyate kaya naustvaya. This body has been compared with the nau. Nau means boat. So to cross this ocean of samsara, etc., to cross the ocean of this a sense of limitations, etc., this boat has been given to you. You can definitely cross over. Anyway, and therefore I have to reach the destination, and these are the instruments given to me. So I should utilize them. Instruments should not, overwhelm me, etc. So basically, definitely these instruments should be under your control, which helps you to reach. And for that, in our Shastras, basically there are certain methods given to gain a self-mastery. The first and foremost is vratam. Several vows are there. All these vows definitely help you to gain a control over your instruments. Like the tongue, a speaking tongue and a eating tongue, both have no control sometimes. Speaking tongue also sometimes has no control. There is a vratam, mauna vratam, etc. And eating tongue, all the time eating. Also there is a vratam, fasting, etc. So for senses also, we have a certain vratams in order to bring them under our mastery. For body, which is also instrument, to have a control over that, we have a vratam. And that vratam is to get up early in the morning from the bed. That's the most difficult thing to do, but that is the thing. And because body wants to lie down. Instead of 5 o'clock, I will get up after 1 hour, after 1 hour, after 1 hour. So they say no. And they used to talk in Brahma Muhurtam, you should get up and all. Let's forget about it. But the person who is basically having such goal in life definitely should get up early in the morning, meditate, etc. All this. So that also brings a control over body, over the senses, over the organs of action. Your gestures also should have a certain control, etc. Anyway. So, and this also Bhagavan talked about in Bhagavad Gita, Bandhuratmat manastasya yenatmaivi atmanajitah anatmanastu shatrutve varteta atmaiva shatruvat, etc. Well, definitely this about self-mastery has been talked there. I am not going in detail, but in the Bhagavad Gita all these values, virtues have been talked here and there, which have been collected. So anyway, and based for a self-mastery is a yoga. Patanjali's Yoga Shastra. Whatever the pranayama, etc. and amazing it is. Asanam, definitely brings a control over the body. Pranayama brings a control over your pranas, at the same time mind. Somebody asked me other day, you said self-mastery includes mind? Yeah. How to control the mind? Something like that. We don't talk about the control of mind. There is nothing called mind control, in as much as mind is constantly flowing. So if something is there and creating a nuisance, we will have to think over to control. But mind is a series of thoughts. A given thought you need not control because it's already gone. And of course, there is a particular object of many thoughts. A series of thoughts will have a common object. That will be there. But the best thing to have a say over your mind, or I would say not control, but whenever you want to think, you definitely have to use your mind. Mind should cooperate you. That's called, I would say, self-mastery, or the mastery over the mind. That's it. Rest of the time you should allow the mind to move around. And that can be done with one thing, which our Shastra talks about, is japa. Japa can definitely help the person to gain a certain mastery over your thinking, basically. You can definitely, with the help of japa, you are making your mind trained for voluntary thinking. Very essential. Voluntary thinking means you volunteer. It's based on your free will, you are deliberate. That's wonderful. Generally, when what I want to think, mind is not available. Mind has its own thinking, not available. Japa helps that. So, japa for the mind and certain vratas for the senses, and getting up early, asanas, etc. for the body, and pranayama, etc. for the prana. So we have methods for self-mastery. This is the second. And you please add one line everywhere. If there is a self-confidence, definitely there will be more peace in life. Diffidence, the person, more the conflicts. Second thing, if you have a self-mastery, there is definitely more peace in the mind. Now third, self-integration. Self-integration. So there are several instruments, as I said, mind is there, organs of action, and our sense organs are there. All these, when the instruments are more, there should be certain integration between them. Not just a mastery of all, there should be integration between all the instruments. That is how even in in these orchestras, must have seen, there is an integration. There is, of course, a conductor who keeps the baton and does like this. But what is more important in an orchestra is a integration of varieties of the instruments are there. Every instrument, the person who plays an instrument has a different note, but ultimately it brings a certain harmonious music, right? And so integration also is very important between our instruments, like musical instruments. So anyway, and that is means your intellect does a job of deciding. That's the music it plays. Mind definitely cooperates. So intellect decides, mind cooperates, and then sense organs implement. Then you find they are in a one line. That's called arjavam in Sanskritam. Arjavam means they are falling in one straight line. So everyone instrument is doing what they are supposed to do, etc. Imagine you have decided to come here and your mind is definitely moving somewhere else. Your ears are here, mind is somewhere else, your body is here. Then even if you are here, you don't hear anything. Therefore, basically, also all. Mind also should be here, our sense organ should be here, body of course is here. But so that is how then the thing will be fruitful. Anyway. So how to bring this self-integration? One should start with a punctuality of the time. And second thing is keeping the words. So don't give your words. Yeah. No, I will definitely do your work. Don't worry. Give your application, keep it here. I will definitely do it. After 15 days, the person calls and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot." Another 10 days, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot." So these two things are very important for self-integration, is keeping the words and punctuality of the time. Those things are very important if you want to integrate your various instruments. So these three are these virtues. The fourth is humility. More the humility, more the tranquility. You can definitely understand this. So when above these three qualities, this self-confidence and self-integration and self-mastery you gain, it somehow person gains a little pride also. That I have a self-mastery, I am more confident than others, etc., etc. So generally, these qualities definitely bring success, even in a material world. This what I am saying, definitely. People are really seeking these qualities, honestly. They want a certain mastery over their instruments, they want the integration, they want more self-confidence. So in this field or outer field, material world, when these qualities you cultivate and you definitely leads to success, then definitely one becomes one gains a pride. That's because I have all this, therefore I am successful, etc. At that time, definitely you should remember that any success is a result of infinite factors. I just said, infinite factors. Your purushartha, free will, and your effort to gain certain self-mastery, etc. is one of the factor. is one of the factors. Just because you have a self-mastery doesn't mean you will have a material success. Need not be. Need not be. And therefore, so success means definitely there are so many factors. And other than my free will, my effort to gain all this is a small factor. The other factors are more, which is I call God's will. And therefore I should have a gratitude. Every time when success comes, I should have a gratitude for Ishvara. Well, that Ishvara has helped me, etc. That brings a humility. More the humility in your mind, more tranquility. The pride brings lot of issues. The person who is proud gets hurt more than anybody else. At every moment he may get hurt. Some person even doesn't say Hari Om. I'm just saying. Even doesn't say Hari Om, or he just walks away. You feel, well, this person is insulting you, like etc. He goes to any function. You always have a hurt. Well, there are people who don't care for you. I mean, whatever the values or whatever success you have, people don't care. They don't have value for those things over which you have a value. So they may not give you respect, etc. That's possible. But this person who is proud gets hurt a lot. So more the humility, more the peace of the mind. That's how it is. Anyway, and the best example in the Upanishad is Kena Upanishad story, where all the devatas, they got a victory over the Danavas. Generally, devatas, they are very weak physically. And Danavas are very really powerful people, and they got lot of boons also. So these devatas are nothing actually against the Danavas. To win is next to impossible for them. So all the time Ishvara has to help. Devatas always cry and go to Brahmaji or go to Vishnu, and then they say, oh, please help. And Ishvara helps, definitely helps. But then, after the victory, they will have a party. And and everyone says, well, I killed this many Danavas and I killed this many Danavas. And in the corner of that party plot, in one corner, suddenly a very brilliant figure appeared. Very brilliant. Devatas themselves, the word Deva means who are basically effulgent. Div dhatu is there in Sanskritam. From that we have a Deepaha, etc. also. Means Devatas who are effulgent. Even they thought we don't have such a being we have never seen such a being in a Swarga. So effulgent that Indra, Vayu, Agni, they could not take away their face another direction. Such a brilliant. And then Indra told Agni, go and ask, who is this person? He doesn't have any PR or green card here. How he appeared here? And Agni went. Think, Agni went. Who doesn't know Agni? Sitting here, I know Agni, you know Agni, everyone knows Agni. Most famous. And he went to that. Let's say he is called Yaksha. Bhagavan himself appeared in the form of Yaksha. And before Agni asked to Yaksha that, who are you? Yaksha asked to him, who are you? It's an insult. Narendra Modi ji comes here, and if I say, who is this person? It's a great insult. That fellow did not understand that I should go back now. This is enough. But instead, no, I'm a Jata Veda and everybody knows me, etc. Okay. Yaksha gave him a dry blade of grass. Dry blade of grass. And what? You are insulting me? I can burn everything. You burn this, Yaksha said. Because nothing happened. He sat on it. Nothing happened. He came back. Indra said, what happened? He did not utter a single word. Then he said, well, you are useless. He told Vayu to go. And then Vayu Devata also went there. Same thing. Who are you? He said, I am a Matarishva. And I can, fly off everything. Matarishva means Matari Shvayati iti Matarishva. I can fly anywhere in this universe. And I constantly fly. constantly move around. Then he said, well, this same dry blade of grass, well, drive it off. No. He also came back. Indra understood. He is not an ordinary Devata. And then Indra said, let me go only. You people could not do anything. As he went there, Yaksha disappeared. As if you go to somebody's place who invites you, and when you go there, you find a lock, door is locked. Yaksha disappeared. But very beautifully, in place of that Yaksha, well, Uma appeared. Brahma Vidya appeared and said that Yaksha was a Brahman. Because of his power, well, you all got the victory, but you forgot in this, and you were proud. Wow. All got humility. It's just, by the way, the story is there in Kenopanishad. So humility is a value, fourth value. Fifth is a purity. Purity of what? Purity of your motive. That's it. Purity of your motive. And how do I know? Well, let's think that we can do this experiment one day. Someday science will come up. I'm waiting for that. That as you think of, various thoughts are there, all the thoughts are known to you. And all those thoughts which are known to you, we would be able to print it with our Wi-Fi printer or something, suppose. No connection required, some kind of a printer. I'm imagining all these kind of things. All the thoughts are printed and published simultaneously. Like our YouTube videos, you upload it and there is a button, publish. And suppose it automatically gets published. I'm telling you, next day you automatically your thinking will change. Because generally what our thoughts are, they are not published, and that's how we are safe. Because what is going on inside, nobody knows. And modern society definitely has one thing, all the time. Keep smiling. That's it. Keep smiling is a criteria, not just with the air hostess, etc. It's everywhere. Keep smiling. We feel the person is happy. Need not be. There's a volcano going on inside. This is a modern society. And therefore, if our thoughts get printed and published, my God. But one thing is certain, if person accepts, our all thoughts are known by one entity, that is Ishvara. He is a Sakshi. Through Maya, he is a Sakshi of all the minds. And therefore, he is called Antaryami also. And therefore, Ishvara knows. But he is a very genuine person. He doesn't publish our thoughts. But if this thing happens, thinking that, well, from tomorrow, my thoughts are going to be published. And what would be your thought pattern now? Just think. That's called purity of motive. That's called purity of motive. They call it as a sattva samshuddhi. Bhagavan uses this word, sattva. Sattva means a mind. Samshuddhi means purity. Swamiji, this is too difficult. Correct. I'm just narrating the value. Don't think what we are narrating we should have in a full measure from tomorrow. Need not be. But we should be aware of what makes our mind tranquil, what makes our mind abiding, what makes our mind peaceful, what makes our mind free from stress, anxiety, is all these things only. Nothing else. Okay. Then the sixth one, which is very important, most important, and that is compassion. Compassion. So most important human virtue. Well, in fact, it makes a human being as a human being. We say also he is a humane, etc. So basically, and psychologists of course call this compassion as a empathy. Empathy. So the capacity to feel others, other person's feeling, pain, etc. What happens is when we are not sensitive, sometime when the other person is angry or he is in the verge of depression, etc., still the other person who is around, sometimes he just doesn't know. And when the situation worsens. But as you become more and more sensitive, well, then you will know the other person's feeling, etc. So naturally, when you become sensitive, you feel the pain of others, and you definitely share the pain. That's what they say. Sharing the pain will definitely. In fact, this sharing the pain is not a modern thing. It has been told in a Shakuntalam by Kalidas. Kalidasi said, Snigdhajana samvibhaktam kalu dukkham sahya vedanam bhavati. So, Snigdhajana samvibhaktam. Samvibhaktam means you divide, you share your pain. Snigdhajana, with a person, friends, etc. Snigdhajana means where you have a certain attachment, love to all those people. Kalu dukkham, your pain. Well, if you share like that, sahya vedanam. That vedanam here means a pain. Sahya means you can endure it. If you share the pain, well, definitely you will be able to endure it. Well, I am ready to share, but who is one to take the pain of mine? That's called compassion. That's a compassion. Biggest value. Swamiji, out of 6, what do you think the most important to gain peace of mind? Compassion. Empathy. Lots of articles, of course, get published in newspapers also about empathy, etc. It's a it's a best thing. Sympathy is a little further. Well, you put the empathy into the practice, but empathy means you feel the pain of others. You put yourself in a person's situation and feel exactly like the other person is feeling right now. So, that is, and generally, for that, the one who shares the pain with others, the other person should be a listening person, more considerate, etc. And he must have an understanding for this kind of things. Definitely, one and the other person definitely feel relieved once he shares. And that is being told as a Bhuteshu Daya in Bhagavad Gita. You may be asking, Swamiji, from where you are? So this is the word. Bhuta Daya, you can say, or Bhuteshu Daya, etc. This is compassion. So these are the 6 virtues. Well, all these virtues need not be in a full measure. Even one of them is a little more measure, others are not there, etc. All this ultimately lead the person towards this peace of the mind, tranquility of the mind, freedom from stress, freedom from concerns, worries, all this. That mind is a ready mind to receive the knowledge and teaching, receive the teaching and retain the teaching and assimilate the teaching also. Here we need one more step, assimilation, that yes, I am Brahman, etc., I am limitless consciousness, etc. So for that, this mind will be ready. So I just wanted to share this. This is enough. And rest you know. What are the things which have to get rid of it? That we know, kama, krodha, etc. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So tomorrow evening we'll have a questions. Tomorrow evening satsang 7:30 to 8:30 I think. So we'll have a question answers. I will invite questions from you regarding these things, not regarding politics and Russia and Ukraine. I am more ignorant than you in fact. But whatever we are discussing and related to that.